Hi, this is Scott Marshburn with eCabinets Tips and Tricks. Today we're going to continue with the time tracking application that we're working on in Excel, using Excel and VBA. If you've been following along with me, then you should be up to this point right here. If you open up your file, you should have your interface come up automatically. And in the last video I showed you guys how to get these images in here, and we used a frame control to group all three of these images into one group, and then we put them up here in the upper right hand corner. Now if you want to download this workbook and follow along, you can click on the link in this video's description, download this workbook, Scott's Time Tracker 1 Part 5, and come on back and follow along from there. You'll have all the code up to this point. If you want to start from the very beginning, from the very first video, and work your way through so you can see exactly how we did everything up to this point, step by step, click on the card icon somewhere on your screen. It should be up in the upper right hand corner or somewhere in there, and it'll bring up this playlist, and you can start from the very first video and get caught up to where we're at now. And each one of those videos, I have a link to the workbook that we are currently on in that video posted in that video's description, and you can download those workbooks as well. So what we're going to do today, we're going to program this thing so that when we move our mouse over these icons right here, or these images, they will change color. Okay, like you see happens on the toolbar in Excel here. See how these are changing color? We're going to do the same thing. So let's go ahead and go into our developer here. I'm going to go into view code, and I want to double click on, I'm in my wrong workbook here. Let's go into view code, Scott's Time Tracker 1, and let's double click on our user form time track here. And this is our user form. This is where you should be at right now. What we're going to do is we're going to use the mouse move event for each one of these images here. So we need a separate procedure for each one of these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with this minimize button here. I'm going to double click on it, and it brings up, it starts some code here. This is the click event. It says private sub minimize click. We want to change it from click to mouse move. Now I'm going to show you how to do this one button right here, and then I'm going to go through and do all the rest. You guys can pause this video and do the same thing for each one of these buttons, and then come back and we'll get to the part to where they'll change back to the original color when we move our mouse off of it. But right now we're on the minimize click event. I just started the mouse move event, so we can get rid of this private sub minimize click here all the way to end sub. We can delete that, and now we're just left with the mouse move event. Okay, the code for that. And what we want to do before we get too carried away here, so we want to go back into our user form, and we need to get some codes for our different colors here. Okay, get out of U right there. I don't even want to be in U. Let's go into form time track right here. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to go into properties, so I'm going to right click on my minimize button, and I'm going to go into properties right here, and I want to go to the back color. Right now it's button face, so I'm just going to highlight this and copy this line of code right here. That's the code for the color. I'm going to go Control C to copy, and I'm going to hit Alt F11 on my keyboard to get back into Excel. And we're in our worksheet here on our home page. So right here in C1, I'm going to paste that. So Control V to paste. There's that code right there, and I'm just going to put button face right here. This just kind of helps me keep everything organized. You don't have to do that, but that's what I want to do. Next thing we're going to need is one for our other color that we want to change it to. So let's go back into view code and get back into our form time track user form here. And let's go ahead and pick a color here. So we want the back color. We can use whatever color we want. We can use this blue color if we want, or whatever color in the system here, system tab. If we go to palette tab, we've got more options for colors. I'm just going to pick this green color right here. That's the border color. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Let's just get rid of you. Let's pick a white or something. What we need is the back color. I selected the border color there. So right here to back color, we're going to select a color. So I'm going to go back to system here, or not system but palette, and I want to select this light green color right here. Okay, and that looks pretty good, so I'm going to keep that. You can pick whatever color you want. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to copy that and hit Alt F11 on my keyboard, and I'm going to paste that code, that color code right here in C2 and paste. We're going to use this in just a second, so let's go back into our developer, Alt F11. Okay, and what we want to do is get back into our code here. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to View Code, and this is our mouse move event right here. So what I want to do is I want to type me dot and the image name there. Okay, so me dot. If I hit M, I can just double click on minimize there, and I will say dot back color. I could double click on back color and then equals and paste that. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through and get all the rest of these taken care of, and I'll be right back. You guys can do the same thing. Just pause this video, and when you're done, come back and we'll start over from right here. Okay, so I've got all those in there. We got minimize mouse move, maximize mouse move, and restore down mouse move. What I want to do is I want to go back into my user form now, and you can see that we've got this one set to that green color. I want to go ahead and change it back to button face real quick. So that's good, and let's run the user form and see what happens. So I want to reset everything and run the user form. And now when we move our mouse over this button here, you see it changed to green, and then that one's green, and now this one's green. Now what we need to do is get this thing so that when the mouse is not on this, or if it moves off of it onto something else, then it will go back to that button face color. So let's go back into the Visual Basics editor. I'm going to hit Alt F11, and we want to go back into our user form here. Double click on our user form name, and we want to select this invisible frame here that we put in here in the last video. What I want to do is I want to right click on it, and I want to go to View Code. Okay, this says Frame Restore Buttons, click. I want to change this to Mouse Move. Okay, so Mouse Move. Okay, and I can get rid of the click event here. We don't need it anymore. Okay, and I want to come down here right after private sub, before end sub, on the frame restore buttons mouse move event there, and I want to say with me. I'm going to hit enter a couple of times, and I'm going to say end with, and in between with me and end with, I'm going to type dot. And let's just go dot maximize. Let's do the maximize button first. Dot back color. Double click. Equals. And let's go Alt F11 to get back into our Excel worksheet there. And we're going to select this, Control C to copy, and go back into our code. So Alt F11, and right here after equals, I'm going to paste that. Okay, and now we just need to say dot, we're going to go ahead and do the minimize dot back color equals and control V. And now we need to do restore down dot restore down dot back color. See a tab there, equals and control V. So that's got all those. Let's see what happens when we run our user form. So I'm just going to hit my reset button and run. And now let's see what happens. When we move over this minimize button right here, it's going to change green. And if everything's working properly, when we move off of it, it's going to go back. And then this one's going to change green. And so on and so forth. And that's why we left some space around each one of these icons, so that at any point when someone's moving their mouse up in this upper right hand corner, at some point it's going to be over that invisible frame there, and it's going to pick up, it's going to initiate that code or fire off that code that's saying, hey, make this one green, make this one green, make this one green, and go back and forth. So that's how you go about doing that, guys. Now in the next video we're going to get into programming this mitten, because we'll probably be using this quite a bit later on. What I'm going to do is show you guys how you can program this so that every time the user clicks on this, they can click on it multiple times, and every time they click on it, it's going to restore down this window or this user form here by a percentage that we specify. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. And that being said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you can get all my latest tips and tricks. As always, thank you for watching and have a good day.